How do redfish pros and full-time fishing guides know exactly where the fish will be on any given day? Well, the answer might surprise you because it's not time on the water. I know plenty of guys who spend a ton of time on the water and still can't catch fish on a consistent basis. And it's not Google satellite maps, and it's not their fish finder. It's not their tackle or their equipment or their live bait. And it's certainly not from watching fishing TV shows or YouTube videos. Do you want to know the real reason the pros are so good at finding the fish fast? It's because they know how to find the 90-10 zone using real-time trends. If you can't find the 90-10 zone, nothing else matters. Now, the 90-10 rule means that 90% of all feeding fish can be found in just 10% of any area for any given day, tide, time of day, and season. And this is proven to be true from Texas to Florida to the Carolinas and everywhere in between. And the great news is that once you find the 90-10 zone, you're going to have an epic day of fishing. The bad news is that due to tides and weather and wind and the fact that fish have tails and no fences, the 90-10 zone moves daily. And this is why most weekend warriors and newer anglers struggle to get consistent strikes on every trip. But there's some really exciting news. Over the last few years, we've been working behind the scenes to build a done-for-you smart fishing system that reveals the 90-10 zone in your area in just seconds. It's so good that some want the software and app banned. Let me show you how you can use it to find the 90-10 zone in your area crazy fast. All right, this is Smart Fishing Spots, and wait until you see what this can do. I'll give you an idea of where I am, because this is a real-life example. So this works everywhere, but happen to be going fishing in this area here pretty soon. This is not an area that I live or I even fish often. Watch what happens when I click layers. In seconds with Smart Spots, watch this. Boom, every single hot spot is highlighted. How cool is this? And this, once again, works everywhere. And here's what's so unique. No one has this kind of data and has this kind of intel. Watch what happens when I go to the tide chart, I have all the tides here, and start changing. Look, you look above. You see the spots that are moving? And you know why? Because fish move. Fish are moving every single tide cycle. And if I go out, let's just say a few more days, I'm now bringing in all this new data, so I'm bringing in all new data, and the same thing will happen. These spots start moving, and of course, that moves very drastically during seasons. I mean, how cool is this? No one has anything like this. You can see I've got all the weather, I've got the temperature. You can see even here I got a little summary of what's going to be happening. This is like 16 apps in one, and if I want to go and see everything all the way out to 14 days, I have all of this at my fingertips for all the tides, all the weather, all the wind, everything. And if you're wondering what these numbers are, a 9 and a 7.7 and a 6.5, well, that is our proprietary strike score. So this is the number on a scale of 1 to 10 on how hot the bite is going to be for inshore saltwater fish. I promise you, no one has anything else like it, and it's crazy how accurate it is. We have full-time guides who are looking at these numbers, and if you have a haul pass day on a 6.5 or 7.7, take the 7.7 all day long. And so let me keep talking about this, and I'm going to go ahead and turn all the smart spots off and show you two of my other favorite features, oyster beds and seagrass. I know not every area has seagrass, but I lived in Texas for quite a few years. I got in-laws in Savannah, Georgia, fished up there, Carolinas, and one thing I know is that all these areas, for the most part, have some oyster beds. And in 1 second, you saw that. I mean, I literally just did that, and that shows every single oyster bed from Texas to Florida, the Carolinas, and everywhere in between. And if you don't know why oysters are so great, well, that is just like a breeding ground for little fish and crustaceans, redfish, speckled trout. I mean, all the different types of predator fish that we want to catch, like feeding around areas with oyster bars. And if I go back here to my layers and click Smart Spots, it'll probably be no shock that some of the highlighted areas are around these areas that would be my guess. And of course, it was true that have a lot of this structure, oyster bars, little islands, seagrass, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and turn all of these off real quick. And I got other things like all the boat ramps and every tide station and reefs for the nearshore anglers out there. But I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite other things. So we have on the satellite maps a few different levels. What you're looking at here, this is just normal Google, right? Nothing wrong with it, but wait till you see this. This is our 4K high res. Look at the difference. That is nuts. I mean, this would cost, by the way, thousands of dollars for you to get if you just went and bought it yourself for the whole country. And we have it everywhere. I mean, look at the difference there in clarity. We've even found some areas where we even see fish. Like we've seen fish up on flats with this. Once again, this is normal, and this is the high res. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. I mean, right? I mean, how neat is this? And you could do this everywhere. There's some areas too that even Bing works really, really well. So we have all three of these to choose from. I'll put it back on normal for now. The other one is this shaded relief. I'm going to do shaded relief with sonar. This one's really, really neat. So you can see every little pocket, every little hole. I mean, how cool is this? And there's some areas, especially in channels and in inlets, where you can do the high res version of this. And that is next level on what you can see there. We have found all kinds of grouper holes and snapper holes, and even areas where you can fish from shore. It is really, really cool. All right, we also have marine charts, so you can see all the different depths for navigation, etc. I'll go ahead and turn that one off. And then these 1 foot contour lines. This is really, really cool. If you're not familiar with contour lines, let me zoom in here so you can see them. Every single one of these little lines is a foot difference. So these are 1 foot contour lines. Most apps, some of the free ones out there, they have 3 foot contour lines. So they're only showing every 3 feet of change. This is every 1, and in some cases, half a foot, which is proprietary to us. So what you're looking for on areas where these lines are really tight, or areas like this where they bend, and you go from a 2.5 to 4.5 to 8.5, these are great spots for winter. Because relatively speaking, this is deep for this area to have an 8.5 or even up here a 13. Look how tight those lines are. Oh, that's really, really good. And so you would know, like in wintertime, a lot of the trout are going to be holding these holes, and they're going to start pushing up to these flats as the sun comes up and as that shallow water gets warmer. Another little cool hack. If you're in an area with docks, which most areas that we fish inshore have docks somewhere, this thing is critical. So you can go along, like let's just assume there were docks here, go along a shoreline that has a bunch of docks, and you find the one with the closest contour lines that has the quickest drop off and the most depth, and normally you're going to find the 90-10 zone right where that big increase in depth is. It is such a cool little hack that now you don't have to go fish all 15 or 30 docks. You're going to know pretty quickly which 1 or 2 are going to hold most of the fish. And on top of having all this artificial intelligence combined with human intelligence to show you where to fish and literally highlight the best spots for you, these are community spots, meaning these are our 50,000 plus members and even full-time guides and our pros who are posting their reports. You can't even see the land. There are so many pins here. Every one of these pins is an on-the-water fishing report. I mean, this is nuts, right? So let's just say I know I'm going to go fishing in that same area. I'm going to go find it if I can even get through all these pins. And I'm going to start clicking through some of these to see what's been biting, what people are catching, what they're using in terms of certain lures or certain lure colors or live bait. And I even have a filter here where I can do certain dates. So if I know I'm going to be fishing in the month of February, March, or whatever it is, I can click that. Let's just try one here. And it's going to now only pull up all of the reports for that given month. So now I'm getting real-time, like on-demand stuff that's happening here in that exact same month. I can even do it if I know I'm going to be fishing incoming or outgoing. Obviously, I don't know that I want to do Slack, but really, really powerful to have this at your fingertips. And there's new reports, like new pins going up every 5 minutes. This is all going to be yours at your fingertips when you join today. That's pretty awesome, right? Well, it's so good that we now have many fishing guides who secretly use it on their trips and tournaments. Here's what Captain Tom Marks had to say about it.
The smart tides, the smart fishing spots, the maps, and all that information that's at our fingertips. It's all priceless.
As you can see, Smart Fishing Spots is the ultimate shortcut for inshore saltwater anglers who value their time. Would you like to try it out risk-free today? Well, this Smart Fishing Spot system is just one of the many benefits you'll get instant access to when you join the Salt Strong Insider Club today, including year-round tackle discounts, live coaching, live events, free tackle sent to you every single month to test out, and a private community of over 50,000 anglers and pros. And on the other hand, if you enjoy taking years to figure out what you can do in days, then this might not be a fit for you. But if you love shortcuts and value your time and you like to be around positive and helpful anglers, then click below now to join the Salt Strong Insider Club today. It's completely risk-free. You only pay if it works. And if you're wondering how much it costs, well, it's less than the cost of one top water lure per month. Click below now and I'll see you on the other side. Are you still here? Well, that might mean that you're still on the fence. Here's what a few other Insider members had to say about their experience.
The Fish Finder app, man, that thing is just crazy. It's awesome. It helps inshore fishermen catch more fish, and that's why we joined Salt Strong.
Definitely catching more fish.
The Smart Fishing Spots has all these different filters, satellite maps, topographical map, depth contour maps. I mean, you name it, it's in there. And if you're fishing a new area, you even have an option for the program to suggest spots, which is another thing I really like.
The smart maps are amazing. It's a game changer for me.
Salt Strong not only offers me a 20% discount on some amazing tackle, they show me how to use it.
The tackle store, obviously, because you got a 20% discount.
The discounts on tackle is worth the membership.
The discounts you get on merchandise and apparel through their website and their tackle store is worth the membership alone. My favorite feature that I'm using all the time, I just got a new boat and I want to maximize my time fishing on the water as much as I can. The best thing that you get is the Smart Spots app. It's really cool. Let me show you how it works. So you can see right here, I can zoom into my home harbor here, right? Shout out to Bel Air Boat and Tackle right here, right? You can go in here and see where you're fishing on the map, see how you want to chart your course. I usually go to the high res view. Oh man, look at it, it's super cool. What you want to do is I add in layers of seagrass, oyster beds, bait, and then the smart spots, and then within seconds, look at this, boom, it tells you exactly where you want to target, up and down the coastline, wherever you want to fish. Man, this thing is a game changer. So man, I can't speak highly enough of just that feature alone. It's all included in your membership. It saves me a ton of time and money on the water. All right, go sign up.